over there. The way you're going to drink alcohol and fall like this. You sing about how you're going to have sex with another woman. Now that, I'm not saying sex is bad, but it needs to be in a context.
Yeah.
We
Of
can't
marriage.
go that and giving it out there. Very true. I like that.
Yeah.
So that means there is a demonic agenda behind that.
Yeah.
And you can't ignore that. You can't. That's why we can't play those songs in front of people.
Nope.
Me, I can't. And I'm sexually active. I'm married. But I can't do that. Why? Because I have to be considerate of the community. There are children there, there are adults like me, and we have parents there. So I have to play something that cuts across this. Yes. And gospel music is not boring. Gospel music is punchy. People can dance to it. And we dance. And we dance when we play. When we go to weddings and we DJ for these clients, we have a good time. We are not bored.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's some few love songs that you can play that
That's
can
right.
cut across there. Wenishika,
Yeah.
that are decent. But there are things you just can't play in those environments. Yes.
Well, this is changing. The atmosphere is changing in the industry on the outside.
Yes.
What's happening in your personal life? Is it affecting your job as a DJ, the ratings on TV? What's happening down or deep down in your personal life?
I like that question.
Yeah.
Love it. Now, during that time when I'm on TV, I am accountable.
Yeah.
I'm accountable to my community. My community is what it is. People who are not blown away by my stardom. People, when I go there, I am not DJ Krowbar to them. I am Karosh. When you get?
Yeah.
So in that environment, they are not star-studded. That is one. That is my grounding factor. Remember, I work on Sundays, so I don't depend on church on Sundays. I depend on my midweek cell for upkeep. To ground me. So my cell group, what it is what is keeping me grounded. That is one. Two is, how do I put this? When you go and get a contract to be on TV as an entertainer, it's a game of numbers. Remember, this media house is there to make sure millions are watching so that they advertise to those millions. Okay, concept.
At whatever cost.
So when I sign a contract, it's even written on the contract. They tell you, we want 1 million people to watch you. That is your deliverable as an entertainer. That is high pressure, bro. You know, what do you do to make sure 1 million people are watching you?
By your own effort.
It's a lot of work. If 1 million people watch you, it's a miracle in its own self. And that was a deliverable that was on every entertainment contract that every entertainer worked on TV. Bare minimum is 1 million people watching. Now, they have the infrastructure to justify that they can access millions. And then you're given some numbers out there. They will tell you, in Kenya we have like 5 million TV sets. Like this. But these 5 million TV sets is serving 30 million people. Because every TV set is serving one home. Like, for example, in my house, that TV is serving what? Is it 7 people? It's me, my wife, our 3 kids, my small sister lives with us, our house manager. So now one TV set is serving 7 people.
Yeah.
So they're telling you, we just want like 500,000 TVs to watch us. 500,000 TVs to be tuned to watch you. Because even watch on 500,000, even 300,000 TVs. If 300,000 TVs are turned on to watch you, that means if you multiply by 3, you have 900.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that making
Makes
sense?
sense.
There you go. So you can hit these numbers, but you need entertainment factor. It's high pressure work. Being on TV is not for everyone. It's not for everyone. I promise you, it is high pressure work. Keeping those numbers going on for years is work.
Does this affect your faith?
It does. It does. One of the biggest challenges that one of the best lessons I learned about TV was when you become famous, people praise you. People come and say, Mose, there's no one like you, bro. Zile vitu unafanyanga. My guy, when he bad news, when him normal. Who are we supposed to do that to? God created humans to worship him. That was a clear instruction.
Yeah.
So we are not meant to be worshipped. That's why when people praise you, Mose, it throws you off.
Yeah.
You feel this disbalance. It's not a comfortable thing to hear when people say that you are amazing. It's because when we are praised, we are supposed to deflect that praise to God. Because he's the one who's deserving. We serve a very jealous God. And it's very clear, me, I'm jealous. Don't put anything between me and you, even yourself. No idols, nothing in heaven on earth, and in the sky and under the sea. It's me. So when you get praised and you start consuming that praise, that's how pride comes. That's what threw the devil from heaven.
Yeah.
And so that is a very dangerous spot to be. This is why you need a grounding factor.
That's true.
If you don't get it, it burns you. You walk around feeling so entitled that you need to be praised, that you expect people to recognize you. You walk around hoping people will say hi to you. I've suffered these things that I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be grounded. So that you don't walk around hoping everyone will say hi to you. You don't walk around hoping to be acknowledged for how amazing you are. Yes, because this amazingness is to bring God's glory.
Yeah.
I'm here to have dedicated my life, and I've told God, use this skill to glorify yourself. And God is using it to glorify myself.
Yeah.
But in the process,
Yeah.
I'm there glorifying myself too.
Have you ever walked in a room and nobody knows who DJ Krowbar is?
Oh yes, I have, and now I enjoy those rooms even more.
Of course, now. Let's talk about then.
Oh, when I was young and stupid. Oh yes.
How did that feel?
But you see, I was grounded. It would. This is how it would feel like. You enter into a room. You go like, these people don't know who you are, and then you go like, okay. Do you know what? Jesus Christ. Do you know what DJs and artists go through? They say, I will make sure everyone in this room knows me. When you get?
Yeah.
You're not even thinking, I will make sure these people experience God. You're there saying, I will make sure these people know me. When you are young and immature about, when you're going there, you're doing a Pilsner Mfalme tour, you're playing in this club, these people just here, they've heard of you, and then you go like, watu watanijua. Hiyo ni kiburi. Hiyo ni pride inapanda. Watu watanijua. And then you go there and play gospel music for your own glory. Where?
Do you think this is one of the
What?
factors that led to past hitting the low with Christian music?
It won't surprise me. It won't surprise me.
Now we're living in a very technologically advanced world.
Yes.
In 2009, as I said, YouTube was only 4 years old by then.
Yes.
Facebook was at least 6 years old. Hadn't picked up. Instagram was still almost nothing.
Yes.
Twitter was like 3 years old, almost
Yes.
nothing. Now, we're in a very fast-moving world. Those platforms are so bigger than TVs right now.
Yes.
Things are changing so fast, so much that we don't really have to watch a TV station for us to know who DJ Krowbar
Very
is.
true.
Does that contribute to DJ Krowbar wanting to be known more on all these platforms than actually to be known, or for Christ to be known?
Love that question. Do you know when I went... Do you know I entered Instagram when I was on TV? So Instagram found me there. So I did not enter because I wanted to be on Instagram. We entered because we were trying it out. Because we saw this thing and we saw like, what is this thing going on over here? Let's try it out. We entered Facebook because we went like, this is Facebook. This is what Harvard guys are doing. Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's Twitter. Yeah, let's enter Twitter. We were not entering thinking it was going to be big. You just enter. Then all of a sudden, because you're in the media, you start getting more followers than other people.
It's automatic.
So you have that advantage. But now coming to a place where we are, where TV is not needed, that's the reality of life. Yeah. We're in a place where, let me give you a good example. There's a comedian I like. Is it Kenna Crazy?
Yeah.
Yes. Kenna Crazy has never been on TV, yet he's one of the biggest comedians in Kenya. And he's never been on TV. All this because of the internet. And so that tells you where we are right now. We are consuming things on the internet more
than
based on the statistics. Let me give you, when you're in media, you learn some funny numbers. Based on the statistics, the most consumed form of media right now is radio. All right?
Yeah.
Radio stations in Kenya and across Africa are the voice of the people. Radio is being consumed like no one's business. After radio is the internet. The only thing that will beat radio is the internet. Apo skupangi. It is the internet. Then after that, it is TV, which has a huge gap right now. So you can imagine the gap between radio and TV. It is a big one. In Kenya, we have over 30 million radios. You can't compare with 5 million TV sets. So the average Kenyan has access to a radio than a TV. You see how those dynamics are different?
Yeah.
Yes. And then now, the internet is because of smartphones. The average guy has a cheap smartphone. They can do Facebook, they can do WhatsApp, they can do TikTok Lite, they can do... they can access the internet one way or another. Then finally, at the end, is print media. Print media is now... I don't know. I don't know, but print media has a timeline. It has a timeline. I don't know when, but one day, a generation will say, they used to print books. They used to print
magazine. Let's fast forward a little bit.
Yes.
Life is changing, technology is changing, media is changing.
Yes, brother.
TV is changing, and then suddenly DJ Krowbar disappears from the face of the earth, and we see him in a different country right now. What motivates such a move, especially when now years have gone? We look back and say, it's like in football, the guy was at his prime. Like things seem to be at its peak. If it was viewership, it was everything. Why suddenly disappear? Take your family, move to a different country.
Love that
to do what? And then we barely see you on a TV station on that side too.
Wow, I like it.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that question. One, I had opened a studio in my place. And I had opened that studio specifically to do DJ remixes. Then my good friend Ndiema and Sami D, they start sending me voiceover work. And so I start doing voiceovers. And so, when I start doing voiceovers, I start mixing these adverts for radio and TV. But I listen to my advert and I go like, my ad is not sounding as good as these ones I'm seeing on YouTube. My wife noticed that frustration. Googled for schools. We had an exchange, left, right, here, there. And then we get to a place we go like, we need to go to school now. Because I'm struggling a lot. I need to go to school. Why did I get the courage to go to school? Remember, back in 19, my goal was not to be a DJ.
Accounts.
No. It was to be a music producer, radio presenter, or accounts. And so with that in play, it puts me in a situation where we had, how do I put this? An opportunity for me to pursue my dream has presented itself again.
Fresh one.
So me walking away out of TV wasn't a big deal because I knew this was my path into production.
Yeah.
But remember, my mind is still limited to music. But this time round, out of being on TV for all these years, my mind has expanded into TV production. Now you see how the story changes.
Yeah.
My guy. So, us relocating was, let's go and study audio production so that we can make good TV ads. Because my TV experience is pulling me into making things sound better on TV. And so I want to be a good guy in post-production work. Because I can see there is an opportunity there. And that is what takes us there. We get to South Africa.
Yeah.
Penetrating a new industry as a foreigner is not easy. One is accent. You can imagine a Ugandan guy comes here to Truth.
We'll definitely know.
We'll go like, na huyo mtu tukimsikia
I sound
kama mmoja wetu.
Yet we probably all have accents. There's a Kamba accent, kuna ya Mkisii,
we have all these many accents in Kenya.
Yeah.
But we can tell a foreign accent.
Na Uganda na Tanzania tutajua tu.
Yes. We can tell these foreign accents when they come here. And so even me going to South Africa, and I did pursue media, bro. Wow. But my accent, they said, dude, you don't sound South African. You don't sound like one of us. You will just go and talk on air and they'll say, put in scores, you're not one of us. You're not one of us.
How does that feel?
It hits differently. I think as someone who's been on media and understood the power of an accent, I wasn't that hurt, but I felt bad. And like, man, I can't get an opportunity on media here. This feels bad. I'm not saying there are not other foreigners who have opportunities in South Africa. They are. South Africa is not like Kenya. There is one big foreigner there. He's known as DJ Fresh. DJ Fresh is from Botswana. He's not even South African.
That's close.
I did not even know. It's just like here, Kenya. See, we had Kachungira, who used to do news at KTN. Kachungira is Ugandan. But how many Ugandans are on TV here on Kenya? Or how many Kenyans are on TV on Uganda? It's usually like 0.001. You know, it's one of those silver linings kind of moments. I'm not saying they can't happen, but for me they never happened.
Yeah,
and so we're in South Africa. South Africa was a beautiful and ugly experience at the same time. It was beautiful in that we pursued this crazy dream.
Yeah.
It was a crazy journey of faith. It was ugly in that it was the wildest journey of faith we ever thought we could live. Let me just give you like a short context here. We move in, we are out of funds in 2 months. Out of funds completely. On the 3rd month, a guy comes and says, dude, your rent is on me for how many years?
Oh, whoa.
A whole year.
Wait, how does it happen?
That's how you know.
Yeah.
How that happened was, we move in. I used to have this neighbor here in the city. So when we move there, he says, I'm coming to visit. He comes to visit. He sees how we're living. And then he says, like, bro, man, this is not how I used to live in Nairobi. Then he says, you know what, bro? I'm going to pay you. I'm going to pay you rent for this whole year. Crazy stuff, man. Another family that was there in South Africa, I don't know what my mom did to them, but my mom told them, hey, my son is there, just find out if he's okay. We meet this couple, we meet up with my family and stuff, and then that couple says, hey, your transportation to school and your meals for your family are on us until you finish school. They used to give us 500 rand every week. That is like 5 Gs a week. Dude, 5 Gs a week, you ball. You ball.
That's 20 a month.
That's 20 a month. That's a high quality shopping. Maniket.
Yeah.
Without fail, they did that for how many years?
3.
3, bro. God provided in the most absurd ways possible. But that provision, my friend, was always on the 11th hour. I've hit so many 11th hours in my life. I have hit so many. 11th hour stops scaring you. Because you get to a place where you tell God, and I love saying this in Swahili, God, you're just about to embarrass us. Uko weani hapa mahali umetufikisha Mungu, utatuaibisha.
Yeah.
Na ukituaibisha ni wewe ndio unaibi? Ni wewe ndio unaibika.
Yes, sure.
Hapa ni wewe ndio utaibika. We serve a jealous God.
We do.
What kind of God wants to be embarrassed? God would come through like no one's business. So those 11th hours were so many. To condense them to a 2-hour show. But man, I remember another time I did not have school fees for one of my years there.
Yeah.
And once God convicted my sister, I was like, jeez.
To just pay the whole thing?
No, my sister, my school fees was $10,000 a year.
So 1 point something.
Yes. So she sent $2,000. God convicted my mom $4,000. Yani, even if it's not all, that is a huge deal.
That's huge.
Huge deal. And I had not even borrowed them money. Because I was like, I know how my people live, and I know they have lives, they have plans. You can't just bother them like this. And then they say, like, God has put this thing in our hearts. God convicted people. God convicted Watetezi. God convicted people to pay in miraculous ways.
Yeah.
Me, I've lived all of South Africa was a miraculous life. Even us coming back home.
Yeah.
When we told our friends we are thinking of coming back home and starting life again, they bought the air tickets.
Yeah.
Yani mi nakuwa, Moses, me have lived a miraculous life. That is my alarm.
Says it's exactly 10 p.m.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Let's go on, huh?
Yeah, let's go on.
I like your show.
Yeah.
I like your show, man.
Yeah.
Even me, I'm not in a rush.
We'll see when to stop. Yeah.
So, I like it. We'll see when to stop.
We'll see
I
when to
like
stop.
it. So we do that. We study. Because of God taking care of business, I graduate at the top of my class.
Ooh.
Aki. Because my mind is freed up now to study.
Yeah.
We come back home after 3 years. We come home knowing God, we could feel that God wants us to be home, but we were like, there are opportunities there, but we are like, hey, God, we will obey.
And things have changed
You
back
know?
home, right?
Things have changed. The music industry, yeah. Because the show I was doing on air is dead.
You can't come back and just walk right into exactly what you're doing.
You can. Because I have a miracle about that.
Yeah, I know you did later.
Yes.
But I'm trying to imagine you walking back 3 years later.
Even me, I did not think I was going to go back on TV.
Because things have changed.
Because that show was off air.
Which year was
This was end of 2019.
Things have changed.
So things have changed. Gospel music has
and COVID is about to hit.
And
COVID is just a few months away.
Oh my God!
Actually,
yes.
a month or two.
A month or two away, because it was March 5th.
Yeah.
When things were shut down.
Yeah.
When we had our first case.
Yeah.
And then a month later, it was shut down.
Things had shut down.
Zasa, we come back. My former boss says, so, Krowbar, are you going back to South Africa? I said, no. Then my boss says, you're going back on air. We're beginning a new show. Yes.
A fresh one.
It was known as Sunday Best. And that's how Sunday Best began. And then I come back with this now degree in audio engineering. Some good friends of mine who work at ADMI, Africa Digital Media Institute, call me and they say, dude, we're looking for people who are skilled like you to come and teach the next generation. I got 2 jobs, bro. In a span of 1 month, I got 2 jobs. So we went back, we did KTN. I think that show began in Feb. We did Feb, March. Shut down. April, I was off air.
Again.
Because of the pandemic. It affected business. So I was off air April. When all DJs went off air, we all went streaming. We were all streaming now.
Yeah, I remember that time. It became a big thing. And it stood still until
we
now.
We were all streaming.
Yeah.
There are DJs who stream up to now.
Yeah.
So we were all streaming. So I streamed April and May.
Yeah.
When I'm streaming, kumbe my bosses are watching. They say, come and do that thing you're doing in your house on air.
Transfer it here.
And that's how I got that job, the TV job back again. And I went on air.
Yeah.
And so we did June, July, August, September, October. Around October, that's when things started changing again for me. I felt like the vision that I have for this show, I can't achieve it. Yes, can't achieve it. There was friction between the vision that I had. You know, you might have a vision for this show,
Yeah.
and the management has a different vision for it.
Yeah, that can happen.
And so, when I looked at that, I went like, I want this show to take this direction. Leadership wanted that show to go that direction.
Yeah.
And so I went like, okay, I am not ready to go that way. I'm going to walk away. And so I told them, end of this year, I'm not renewing my contract again. Yes.
That was
done. And so we did November and December, and we were done.
Yeah.
Yes. So when I left, I concentrated more on ADMI now.
And that's where you are until now.
And that's where I am.
Well, I know my brother went to the same school.
Oh,
studied, yeah, great. Studied film and it's amazing.
Which year was this?
I was like, left in like 2018 there.
Oh,
yeah.
so I never...
I think that was when you were still picking up.
It was still picking up.
Still picking up, and it's grown a lot.
It has grown.
But I'm wondering,
yes.
you've just come back into the country.
Yes.
You're getting jobs back.
Yes.
There's people who are actually looking for the same jobs. Yet some guy left 3 years ago.
Yes.
Has come back.
Yes.
Is getting the same jobs that he left.
Very good question. That falls under, how do I put this in the politest way? I would tag that under working relationships.
Yeah.
You see, Moses, if you leave this place and go for 4 years,
yeah,
and come back, and someone in power,
yeah,
here, or in a position of authority says, are you back? You're not going back? I need you back on air. You'll not come back on air just because is you earned your stripes the time you are on air. And so they know what you are going to do when you go back on air. So that is more of a relationship that unfolded. So it was a network. It was a network connection that was commercialized. Yes.
How is your family settling back to the country now?
Returning back was a miracle.
Yeah.
Because when you return back, you return with zero. You just return with your bags and a degree.
Wait, first of all, before we continue with the bags and degree,
yes,
it's 6 minutes past 10. We've done this for 2 hours
right
now.
Yes.
Please, if you're listening to us right now, it's still a DJ Krowbar. Text in WhatsApp 0727907907 if you're listening. We'd love to know what you've been learning so far before we close it, whenever time we'll close it. We'd love to know that you're still here, enjoying the conversation as I'm enjoying. I didn't even know how 2 hours ended. I didn't even go for a music break. But we'd love you to be part of the program. 0727907907. Before I start reading, because there are already some overwhelming messages coming through to the studio, I'd want you to also write yours. So far, so many. It's like you have a whole book of testimonies. Like page 1 is testimony, page 2, page 3, page 4, page 5 to South Africa and back home. And there's still more that we are waiting to hear.
I would like to say we blame God.
That's amazing. Blame God for the things. So
there's a song known as Blame God.
Oh.
It's a very old song.
Okay.
And it's a rap song. Maybe one day I'll play it to you.
Well, definitely. Can send it
and
to
it's
me.
a very, and it was a hit. Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so you're back in the country now.
Starting life afresh.
Wife is there, stuck with you, there's kids now.
Starting life afresh was a miracle by itself. So we moved back home. My wife's younger sister says, listen, dude, I'm going to make sure you guys find some form of rest before you settle in. So she books an Airbnb for us. And so when we are booked there, do you know how restful that is?
Yeah.
Because you're not thinking of beds, mattress, seats, spoons, plates. Those things are there. Then we had a small trip to the US. Then we came back, and then we were able to move out and buy a plate, buy spoons. You start afresh. Mattresses, buying. Pole pole. You go, Mekos, fridges, cookers, double deckers, the whole 9 yards. And I came back with a pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Because our son was born in February 2020, just before the pandemic. Yeah, and so we settle in, we do that year, the one I've told you on TV, leave, check in. So when we enter 2022, we do 2021, we do it halfway, and then we go like, immersive audio is the future. Immersive audio is 360 sound, like Dolby surround and stuff. Then we go like, that's the future. And then we go like, let's look for a place where we can study that at a high level. Then we get a school in Germany. So around end of 2021, we apply, we get full tuition scholarship because it's a master's. Masters are very easy to get scholarship. So you get full tuition scholarship and full upkeep. So literally you don't spend a dime other than buying air tickets. My friend, our things go through. The kids are now excited. They know end of 2022 what is happening. We are all relocating to Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are now in a space where they are like, hey, we like this nomad life. Yes, we are living here now a few years here. They're very excited
it's
about
like you're
going to
freelancing
Germany.
countries, man.
Bro, January comes, we continue with ADMI. April comes. My wife wakes up one morning not feeling well. We go for a checkup. Long story short, diagnosed with acute kidney failure due to high blood pressure. You hear those words, you've never heard them before. If you've heard them, you know them. But you've never heard them, you go like, what is this? We can't believe the diagnosis. We leave that hospital, we go to another hospital.
Just to confirm.
Because we think these people are just playing us.
Yeah, it sounds.
We get the same diagnosis. We still don't believe. We go to a third hospital. We get tested again. We get the same diagnosis. Bro. We go home. Hata tunakataa kuadmitiwa.
Yeah.
It is a friend who had to convince us to be admitted. Yes. Her name is Christine Nyairo. So Nyairo comes, talks to us, and then we agree to be admitted. My wife gets admitted. We are told your wife needs a catheter. In your mind, when you hear catheter, you only see that thing of people who can't susu. You know, that one that they put on the here, just no. So in my mind, we are told a catheter. We have never Googled a dialysis catheter. Never. You know, your mind never thinks of these things.
Yeah.
So when you hear catheter, you just mean for people who can't pee. My friend, catheter is up here in the chest. My wife amewekwa catheter. Man, a few days later, anawekwa kwa machine. You see the blood leave her body, enter a machine, and then enter. You see things, you go like, what is going on here? I am beaten as a man. My wife is beaten as a patient. My kids are confused. In fact, my kids, at that point, they're asking me, is mom going to die? You mean nakwambia? Moses, you go like, what is happening?
What's going through your head?
Was a lot.
Yeah.
I remember my wife was in hospital for 6 weeks. Those 6 weeks, I remember I would go home, be a father to my kids, kiasi. I know even them, they're going through hell. Then they go, and then when I go to the bathroom to take a shower, I would turn on the water, sit on my bathroom floor, and cry. When the shower is pouring, because I know I don't have any other time to cry. Because I know the following morning when I wake up, my kids want their dad. When I go to the hospital, my wife wants her husband. Where those were hard. Then she came home, she's very weak. Then 2 weeks later, she got another diagnosis for blood bacteria infection. Then we were back in the hospital for another 2 weeks. Then she comes out much more thinner than the way she came in. Oh my God, bro, it was hell. The kids are seeing all this. Every now and then, they don't want to ask their mother. So they wait for their mom, and then they say, is mom okay? So every time they see their mom not feeling well or is rushed for a checkup, they ask me, is mom coming back? Those were hard days.
You're standing up for your wife, standing up for the kids.
Yes.
How are you trying to balance in between?
You need to see there are layers in this thing.
Yeah.
I have wife and kids, right?
Yeah.
My wife has siblings.
Yeah.
Those siblings are also going through hell.
Yeah.
You imagine your own siblings and one of them has a chronic disease. Their parents are going through hell. My own parents are in shock. Because they are like, what is our son going through? My siblings, my close friends, they are like, oh my God. So it is a huge ball pressure that all these people are shocked that you're going through this. We do that. I'm telling you, 2022 was hard. Hard.
Are you still teaching?
I'm still teaching.
How you
Thank God I am teaching.
Is teaching like a coping mechanism now?
Yes. Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because I get to walk into a room of people who want to acquire knowledge, and I have this knowledge, and I readily want to share it. Readily. Yani, I'm not being coerced. I want to share this knowledge. And I would do those classes gladly with my whole heart. Do you know how shocked my students learned a year later that my wife has been sick since I've been teaching? Bro. Thank God I was teaching. Because I don't know. Thank God I was doing something I love. I don't know what would have happened if I didn't do that. As that is going on, I am mixing a movie. Click, click, bang. Thank God I had a project. Thank God I had something I love to do. I wonder how I would have maneuvered this if I didn't have something I love.
It became like in psychology you call it a positive coping mechanism.
I would put
it would numb your emotions for those few hours.
Perfect words.
Yeah.
Yes. I would be numb when I walk into the studio, turn on that computer, turn on a session, and attack that session. And I would lock my mind into that session. Yes, completely. Because I know a moment like this, I might not get it. And lock in. Classes, lock in.
What happens when you go home then?
When I go home, I feel better because I was doing what I love. So they find me in good moods. So I go home in a good mood. So I make sure when I'm going home, I'm excited because I was doing what I love. So my kids find me in a good mood. Yes. And then we talk, they tell me their day, their stuff. Go there, your wife, your stuff. Then when that year ended, the following year it was so much. I told my wife, when we renew our insurance this year, I'm going for therapy. That's the first thing I told my wife, I'm doing therapy. And the reason I had the confidence of doing therapy was because one of my closest friends, Kendi Ashitiva, is a therapist.
Yeah.
And she owns a practice. So she's the first person I call and I say, Kendi, I want to do therapy. Kendi tells me, listen, I'm your friend. I can't be your therapist.
It's not possible.
I can't be your therapist.
Yeah.
I am already biased. I am already biased towards you. So I can't be your therapist. So guess what happens? She connects me with another woman that they work together with. Her name is Agnes. And Agnes becomes my therapist. We start sharing. Agnes picks out the first problem. The first thing Agnes picks was, you've been a caregiver for so long, you've stopped seeing your wife as a wife and you see her as a patient.
Oh.
She picks it. Me nilikuwa nimerealize. Because anytime I go home, I see my wife, the only thing I say is, what do you want me to do? And then I do. Anything she wants me to do, I do. I do because I see her as a patient.
Yes. That's like the human condition.
Because I am a caregiver.
Yeah.
So my mind, as a primary caregiver, when I see her, my mind would go, what do you want me to do?
Oh.
She picks it and then she says, your wife wants a husband, not a caregiver. So go and be a husband. Bro. Thank God for therapy. That shifted our marriage. And out of that, I think I did like 4 sessions. Then my wife started doing hers. We're not doing couples. Each is individually.
Yeah.
Me as a caregiver and her as a patient. So we did. And let me tell you, those sessions saved our marriage. Because I was carrying a lot. I could feel. And I would come home and my wife would say, you actually look lighter. She would look at me like this and physically tell me, you actually look lighter. I can tell it's like you have offloaded. Yes.
Before I ask you some of the intrusive thoughts you're having in those moments.
Yes.
Someone is telling us we should go until 11. Na mimi nashangaa.
Yes.
Wow,
Tumalize, tufunge 11. What time is it?
Tufunge 11 p.m. It's already 10. It's 10:20 right now.
We can close at 11.
Please text us. We see if we'll make it then. 0727907907.
Yes.
We're already way beyond the time given unto us, our threshold. 0727907907 is the studio line. Just saying thank you to the guys like Eve Diana, God bless you. Stacy in Pipeline, blessed by the show, says I love the DJ Krowbar Mgote sana. I wish testimony can go mpaka saa 5. Let me guys on WhatsApp here. We have our, by the way, our studio line is also on WhatsApp. You can just WhatsApp in. Somebody says, thank you. This is so interesting. Thank you so much for bringing in this one of the best DJs in the world. A long time DJ Krowbar's testimony has really stirred me. A pioneer and a champion who brought a great change on Kenyan gospel to the world. Baraka, kindly come back. We have missed you. Lakini si yako hapa.
Niko hapa leo.
Somebody says, what a testimony from our beloved DJ Krowbar. God bless you, brother. God bless you too. Please continue. Yeah, we will. We'll see how far we'll go. Jeremy Asante sana. Keep the text coming in. 0727907907. That's easy. Get on Facebook also. Somebody, wow, Betty is in Kiambu. Thank you so much. Humphrey, Janice, Ogutu, Evelyn Kasandi, Asante Mliquin. There's Penaina Swani, Naomi Agesa. God bless you guys. God bless you so much for being here. Somebody says we are listening and thank God for the testimony. Sam ako Kiambu. Lots of guys from Kiambu today. Sijui wamekusanyana. Kwani uliwabeba?
Those are my people.
Those are your guys. Just text in. I will also allow you to call in a few. Robert and the wife Sanaipe, we are really touched by your testimony. So encouraging. Asante sana na Ijaisha Bado. Keep them coming in. I'll be reading them as we go forward. Lots of messages coming in. Just keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. We'll read them as we go, and also allow you to call in. Well, where were we?
We were there. We were in therapy adjusting.
Yeah, therapy adjusting.
Yes.
There's lots of stigma around therapy and men, even somebody in psychology and mental health.
Boss.
Yeah.
I have something amazing to say about that.
Please let me know.
I remember, and Agnes, I'm going to quote you. Yeah. You notice, I'm not ashamed to say who my therapy is.
Yeah.
I'm not ashamed to say where I go to therapy. There was, when we were having our initial sessions with Agnes, Agnes told me, hey, listen, there's a lot of stigma with therapy.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm going to lay some ground rules over here. And then I go like, let's see where this one is going. And then she says, if we ever meet in public, it is not a must for you to say hi to me. Then I go like, what?
Yeah, that's part of the nini.
And I'm like, yes, because people don't like